Welkom, South Africa, appears to be a typical modern-day city. It has a lot of luxuries that American cities would consider standard. There is the shopping mall, fast food restaurants, coffee shops, car dealers, hospitals, and everything else you would expect to find in a modern city. But Welkom has a secret. On the outskirts of Welkom are thousands of people living in conditions that you would have to see to believe. This is Tubong. Tubong is a township of Welkom that stems back to the days of apartheid. Under apartheid, blacks were not permitted to live in white areas. Even today, 14 years after the end of apartheid, Welkom is still fairly segregated. Many people can't afford to purchase food or shelter necessary to sustain basic life. So, they claim a spot of land in a squatter camp. They use whatever garbage they can find to construct a shelter. There is no running water in many areas, so the people will walk many miles in some cases to get clean water. The lack of water gives rise to unsanitary conditions and can lead to serious health concerns such as malaria, TB, influenza, and other bacterial-borne illnesses. Welkom hasn't always been this way. Welkom was the home to some of the world's richest gold mines. The majority of people in Welkom came here because of the job opportunities that was presented by the large-scale mining operations. During the mine's peak years, employment reached 200,000 people in Welkom alone. Today, the mines employ only 30,000 people. The decrease in mining has led to a significant rise in unemployment. Currently, 83% of the people in Welkom are unemployed. Because the mines require vast amounts of labor, men would come from all parts of South Africa and neighboring countries for work. The men lived in hostels close to the shaft. Prostitution was rampant in the mining communities. HIV had begun to infiltrate South Africa, and prostitution was a catalyst for the disease. As men would return to their homes, they took the disease with them, infecting their wives and future children. Doctors in Welkom estimate between 45 and 50% of the people are infected with HIV. Most of the people in South Africa depend on the government healthcare system. The government healthcare system is overwhelmed by HIV. The procedure to see a doctor for even the smallest problem requires standing in line for a minimum of 4 hours. Children are often victims of the overwhelmed healthcare system. Many children die in the hospital because of dehydration, malnourishment, and neglect. In almost every case, these deaths could have been prevented, but they are lost because of an overwhelmed system. After many years of denying that HIV was a problem, the South African government started a campaign to fight HIV. The campaign includes mass distribution of condoms, billboards with warnings about HIV, and education on safe sex. But the problem continues to grow. Mothers and fathers are dying, leaving children to fend for themselves. These children do whatever it takes to stay alive, often entering lives of crime or prostitution. And the cycle continues. But that doesn't have to be the end. The Pines Christian Care Center for Children is working diligently to intervene for orphan children. The Pines is a home for children orphaned because of HIV and other tragedies. Several children have come to the Pines very malnourished, and we have seen them transformed before our eyes. The Pines employs native South African women as house mothers for the children. These mothers live with 6 children in their own apartment. They live as a family. It is the mother's responsibility to care for these children as she would her own. There is no big cafeteria at the Pines. Each mother feeds her own children. A balanced diet is important for the children to maintain good health and fight HIV. The children are taught to grow vegetables and maintain a garden. Each child has their own job to do. This teaches them responsibility and develops a strong work ethic. Thanks to sponsors in the US, the children at the Pines are able to attend a private Christian school. The children will remain at the Pines until they are prepared to advance to college or vocational training. The Pines works closely with a church in the community to provide the children with a church home. From the age of 10, the children at the Pines have bi-weekly Bible studies. The children are taught from the beginning about salvation through Jesus Christ. Our prayer is that the children will accept Christ's free gift of salvation and then return to their own people to spread the good news of salvation. James 1:27. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: look after orphans and widows in their distress, and keep oneself untainted from the world. We have but one simple mission at the Pines: to glorify God by doing what He has asked. Only God can change South Africa.